Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Didn't mean that.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, Brian, could you just talk about clearing your heads and getting ready for Florida this week? I mean, it's Tuesday. I mean, does it seem like Saturday's in the rearview mirror and it's a new day?
Oh yeah, Saturday's just gonna be a motivator for us. It's gonna be in the back of our heads, knowing that we gotta prove ourselves because that wasn't us. We gotta go out there this Saturday and prove that we're a better defense than that.
And just looking at Florida, kind of what jumps out at them on film as far as the keys to stop them? They seem like a pretty traditional play action, high formation team.
That's probably but their formations. They got a bunch of different formations, like 14 different formations. So the main thing, we're going to get it lined up and just make plays.
Brian, will it be good to get back to playing more of a traditional type football team than maybe you saw on Saturday with what Oregon threw at you guys?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll help not being so fast, give us a chance to line up more, but we'll be ready for whatever they throw at us.
How does playing Mariota maybe get you ready for Driscoll a little bit on Saturday?
They're both dual threat quarterbacks, both can run the ball and pass the ball, so they're good athletes. And I think that's just a preparation for Driscoll this week.
Was it easy to erase what happened Saturday and start focusing on conference game this week?
No, it was very hard, especially for a bunch of DBs in the defensive room. We could see it in their face. Everybody was down, but we can't get down on ourselves because no one's going to feel sorry for us. So we just got to forget about last week and just focus on Florida.
What's it going to be like going down to the swamp and just knowing what that's kind of like down there?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun environment. I feel like it's going to be very hostile, and that's what I feel like I play best in. So I think we'll go out there and just have a good time. We're going to come out with a victory.
What do you remember about the game there a couple of years ago?
I remember the fans just talking a lot of noise and stuff like that, and it got loud at times, but it wasn't nothing we couldn't handle.
The heat and humidity.
Oh yeah. It's very humid down there, very hot, but I think we're in good shape, so we'll be able to deal with it.
Brian, just can you talk about the physical nature of their offense and kind of how that affects you at free safety? I mean, is it kind of a different game for you than normal this week?
Oh yeah, they're going to try to get to the secondary, try to get the blockers downfield, try to hit the safeties and stuff like that. So we're just going to have a hard-nosed physical game.
Is it more of an in-the-box type scout for you, do you think? I mean, I know you can't say for sure until the game unfolds, but are you prepared to be playing more closer to the line of scrimmage this week?
Yeah, it really depends on how they line up. Then getting a pro set, probably be more safeties in the box, one in the post. So it really depends on how they line up.
Right.
Go ahead, Josh.
You mentioned you guys were kind of down, and you noticed other guys were down after the Oregon game. What would you do to try to get guys lifted back up?
We said we had to remind them we got an SEC this game, so we could prove ourselves again. The season's not over. It's not like we're going to go on a losing streak or nothing like that. We can turn it right back around.
Yeah, and Butch talked about the mental toughness of the team. Talked about it again on Monday. How big of a concern is that if you face adversity, what's happened the past few years happens again?
Yeah, I think we got a different team. We're not the same team as a couple years ago or last year, so I feel like if something bad happens, we're going to be able to bounce right back.
Do you sense a different, maybe competitive spirit out there with the quarterbacks? Did you get a chance to see them, work against them at all, and what did you see?
No, I just played defense. I was worried about defense and stuff, so I wasn't really paying attention to the offensive field.
Are you guys aware of the streak that you guys unfortunately have going against Florida and not having beaten them since 2004?
Oh yeah, I've been hearing about it. Marlon Walls, one of our seniors, who's been here for a long time, he keeps just saying 8 years or something like that in my ears, so we just know we got to turn that around.
Can you think back 8 years ago what you were doing?
I was probably in middle school, on the playground, chilling.
How do you guys, you mentioned trying to bounce back after last week's tough loss. How do you go about doing that?
We just got to focus our attention on Florida. We can't look back in the past. We can't change nothing in the past, so we just got to go out there and do something different this week.
And you mentioned how playing against Oregon and Mariota kind of prepares you a little bit for what Florida's going to bring you. How so exactly?
Like I said, they're both dual threat quarterbacks. They can both run out and scramble and stuff like that, and so we got to be prepared for it. We got to have our D-line to keep them bottled up.
Brian, their offense has some good players, and they scored 37 on you guys last year, but they're not Oregon. Is there maybe a sense of relief that you're not playing that team again?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a relief. I'm not trying to rush things too much. We're gonna be able to relay the calls a little bit better this week, so we just gotta get focused and get everybody on the same page.
Their running back, Matt Jones, number 24, I think he came back from injury just recently, played against Miami. Anything that catches your eye from watching him on film?
Yeah, he's a physical back. He likes to lower his pads on you, so we just got to gang tackle him and hit him low.
Brian, I know you had to make an early exit from the game last year, but you guys were in that one deep into the second half. Is that, the way that game went, give you guys some confidence? We can go toe-to-toe with this team?
We definitely know we can beat them. They're not world beaters. They're a good team, and we feel like we have a good team as well. So we know that we'll be able to hang with them and most likely get the victory.
That game last year kind of turned on a dime, and then once Florida got things rolling and couldn't get back. Do you feel y'all are kind of a little mentally tougher in terms of being able to deal with adversity if it hits? Or?
Yeah, I think we're a better team this year. When adversity hits, I feel like the offense gets 3 and out. We're better equipped this year to go out there and get the ball back for them. Same thing. If we get scored on, we feel like the offense can pick us up as well.
Brian, Chris Jones has talked about this schedule being one of the hardest ones in the country, maybe of all time or whatever. But is there a benefit to having a game where maybe you don't go and play as well, but then the next week you got a big game, you got an SEC game, and you're kind of all in a row like that?
It's always a chance to recruit yourself. Yeah, my dad always told me to be the best, you got to beat the best, so it's good to have the best competition possible.
Right, is there any benefit, do you think, that you've already played it out, so now you have to go play at the Swamp, that you've played in kind of a tough environment?
Yeah, it was good to get our first road game out of the way to go in the Swamp. That's one of the toughest places to play in the Swamp, so I think that'll get us ready.
How did you feel some of the young guys dealt with it?
I could tell some of our younger guys were a little bit wide-eyed at first, but they eventually settled down. I think we're going to be good this week.
Did you watch any of the Florida-Miami film a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Anything out of that?
Yeah, we've been watching a little bit of it. We saw how Miami team, our defense was hitting the running backs and played physical with them, so we're trying to go out there and do the same thing.
And in these rivalry games, a lot of emotions are going, and knowing for you going out against Florida, like it kind of marks a year-long recovery that you've gone through. Is there any emotion towards that you're going to be feeling out there Saturday, or how does it feel to go back out there against them?
It's a good feeling. I'm going to try to treat it like any other game. I'm not going to try to get too worked up about it, but there's going to be something in the back of my head to realize that this is a game I got hurt on last year, so it's a good thing to be able to be blessed enough to go out there and play again.
So how does it feel a year removed from that? I mean, did you think you'd be back at this point? Were you concerned? I mean, now that we're kind of the anniversary.
Yeah, I always had faith, and I felt like I was going to be back to normal. I knew God would bring me back to normal me, so I'm just very thankful that happened.
And Miami forced 5 turnovers. Obviously, you guys had a big day against Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
How much is the conversation about needing to do something like that against Florida's offense?
That's always one of our primary goals on defense, to force turnovers, disrupt the ball, and get the ball back to our offense. So that's going to be a big part of our game plan.
Looking forward, if you guys were able to go down there and win and pull off the upset first time in 8 years, as you were talking about earlier, what would that mean for Tennessee this season, the program?
Well, that'd be a big thing for us, obviously. It would be a good thing to go out there and just get the last loss off our back and just redo ourselves and show who we really are.
Thanks, guys.